Hi y'all, welcome back to my channel. My name is Jupiter James, where I awaken the astrologer within you. You know, I really do feel that before a time of iPhones and I this and I that, we were a culture and a society and a people that were better able to attune ourselves to the languages of the stars. And with that language, we were able to interpret our birth charts. That way we got to our dreams further and faster. So if that sounds good to you, let's get into it. Today we're gonna get into Venus in the 11th house. Venus in the 11th house gives me very much someone who is going to be involved with the public and who is a person of the public and offering goods and products and services to the public and is very blessed in their future for money. But before we get into that, let's go ahead and unpack the aspects separately. That way when we see them in other people's birth charts and in other areas of life, we are better able to decipher them, you know? So whenever I see Venus in the birth chart, Venus is always going to indicate, for me, it's going to indicate beauty and grace and harmony and where this person has been blessed by the universe for a smooth ride. When this person does this thing, when they do their Venus in the 11th house thing or their Venus in whatever the placement is, the person comes alive, and more importantly, people around them will receive it. Like they see it and they go, wow, like when that person does their Venus in the 11th house thing, they're just so gorgeous, they're beautiful, and it's always like well received. You know, it opens doors for you. It is never something that turns people off. If anything, it brings people together when you do your Venus in the 11th house thing. So that's what Venus in the birth chart indicates for me. It's where you've been blessed with beauty, grace, and ease, and where sometimes you don't even have to lift your finger and things it's just easy for you in that area. Now, the 11th house is the house of your gains, your future money, and what you will accumulate in this life. They also say that this is the house of Aquarius, meaning the public. It's the people that you are friends with. You know, it's your community, your tribe, your people, you know? And this is also the house of, yeah, like your community. Now, what happens when Venus goes into the 11th house? Venus in the 11th house is going to be someone that, because 11th house is ruled by Aquarius and it is ruled by Saturn and Uranus, no matter what planets are in your house, this is the underlying factors within the 11th house, that it is always ruled by Aquarius, and Aquarius is ruled by Uranus, and it is ruled by Saturn, meaning that you are going to have almost kind of like a Venus in Aquarius, or you're going to have a Venus in Aquarius flare within this house. So this means that you can get sudden gains, you can get sudden friendships. You know, your friendships are very like, you love people who are an individual and who don't really need you, but who want to be around you. And you like people who have their own thing that they bring to the table that can also help humanity at large. Like, you're a big part of who you are is offering something to humanity at large. And this could be that thing that you offer, and just like that, you're a millionaire, or just like that, you are famous. And just like the Uranus, wherever Uranus is, or Uranus houses, like 11th house, it's gonna be a just like that placement. It's like one day you look up and you did something, and just like that, your life has changed. And now you have all this money and now all this fame and all this stuff. But it will be by the services that you give. And I would say that if you have Venus in the 11th house, I would try to do something that offers beauty or offers balance to the world at large. Like if you could build a beauty product or something that makes people's lives easier and maybe beautifies their home or beautifies their situation or beautifies their skin or their hair or something like that, you will get money just like that. Like you will all of a sudden become a millionaire, or it takes off, or it goes viral. You could also be somebody that, you know, your love nature is also like that. It's very spontaneous. You are somewhat detached in your love nature. You know that you like to be friends more than you like lovers. I would say try to go the friend route before you decide who you want to end up with, because for you that could, Venus likes to be friends. You probably like to be friends with people before you date them. Like, hey, let's just be friends. Or you might meet your lover through friends. Like you might be out on the town, and you might be with your tribe and with your people, and your people probably will introduce you to someone like, hey, have you met such and such? Like, yeah, like they're new in town. Like, that's how you'll meet your person. You will meet your person later in life, and probably out when you're with friends through a community of like-minded people, and they will be also kind of on the same wave as you. You know, they will be also offering things to the public in their own way and in their own, you know, in their own way. But yeah, that's the Venus in the 11th house. With Venus in the 11th house, you are also going to be someone that you like avant-garde people. You are probably also an avant-garde person, meaning that you like to display your beauty and the way you carry yourself, maybe in your clothing or in your creativity or in your personality. You are a very quirky individual or a very futuristic thinker. You are very like, you are something that your ideas are probably so out there that initially they shock people and people scratch their head and they're like, what? Like, no, that's not gonna work. And then 5 years later, you look up and you're like, people are doing that thing that you thought of or that you do, and you're like, I know y'all saw me do that and I brought that to the table and y'all don't want to give me credit. It's very much that energy of like, you bring something to the table a little bit too early because your mind is so futuristic and you're probably so cutting edge and ahead of the curve that people are like, what? But then you look up and they're doing it a year, 2 years later, or a month later, and like, they don't want to give you the credit for it. But you're like, no, I know I brought that up. I know that style that you're wearing or that idea that you just brought to the CEO, like, that was my idea. Like, what? You know? So that's Venus in the 11th house. If you guys need a more in-depth reading, hit my links below and I'll be happy to help you guys, all right? We are the sum total of all of our placements, not just one. So it will behoove you to go out here and be like, oh my God, I'm a Venus in the 11th. Like, I'm gonna get money in the future and I'm gonna find my lover in the future and la la la. Like, no, like, come on. We are the sum total, and I would love to relay that message for you, what your birth chart may have for you. So yeah, I will see y'all in the next video. Y'all have a great day. Have a good one. Bye.